Learning in Torfaen. My name is Steve Roberts. I work for Torfaen Education Department. It's Tom Cowles. This is Gill who actually works for adult education. The presentation is in three parts. The first part is going to be a brief overview of how we actually started the learning platform in Torfaen. Then Gill will actually do Moodle and adult education, and then Tom will do Moodle and Torfaen schools. Back summer 2005, we actually decided to actually build our own infrastructure. The reasons for this were functionality. We want to be in control of the functionality. We also want to be in control of revenue costs and also any future developments. The learner was always at the heart of what we tried to do, not just pupils in schools but also adult education students. Also pupils who were not actually in full-time education for any particular reason. We've done a lot of work with youth access, CCYP, Savvy, etc. Disaffected pupils who actually weren't actually in school at any given time. Collaboration, there was a big push on collaboration. We wanted teachers to be able to collaborate on courses and also on resources throughout Torfaen. We wanted to provide rich curriculum content, both centrally LEA sourced and also content that was created by teachers which they were willing to share. And the solution must be accessible. We also want to deliver a 14 to 19 option menu which basically shows all the courses available to school pupils in Torfaen. We looked at a lot of systems to actually deliver courses. We looked at quite a few open source systems, and we also looked at quite a few third-party systems. We decided to go for Moodle. This was in the summer of 2005. Reasons for this: open source, based on MySQL and PHP. We had quite a bit of technical know-how actually in Torfaen, especially Tom Cowles here, who was read on PHP and MySQL. The resources that were used, teachers could actually use resources that they were already using in the classrooms to actually create resources, and all the activities. Initially we targeted the quizzes, assignments and the glossaries. So Torfaen Moodle was born. We also, along with training staff on Moodle, we also trying to help them develop new resources. We're using things like any open source, Hot Potato, Spellmaster, Wink. As we train them up on Moodle, we're actually training them to use these resources. We've also been working, trying to get collaboration between subjects, between schools, which has worked on quite a few subjects, but not as many as I like.
Hello, I'm Gill and I'm currently working as an e-learning development officer, and I work for a partly ESF-funded project. We're currently offering the use of e-learning resources for a variety of curriculum subjects to enhance the learning experience of many of our students. Students access these resources when they enrol for an adult education course, so it's meant as an added value. At present we're using many of the Moodle activities, and when we switch to version 1.8 in September, we're hoping to utilise a lot more of these new activities and improve our resources and extend to other subject areas. And tutors can also collaborate by helping put materials together and use each other's materials. We targeted language and IT classes to start with, and we've been building on the existing resources as well as promoting e-learning to other curriculum areas. And basic skills have just come on board. We've got audio and visual, where we've got things like video, interactive online tutorial. Moodle quizzes, again, very useful and very popular.
I'll explain to you quickly in 2 minutes why we've decided to do a Moodle install for the primary schools. One of the reasons is the comprehensive schools are all using Moodle in some way, shape or form, some more than others. The idea being, if we get the primary school pupils involved at an early stage, when they go to the comprehensive school, they know what they're doing. They've seen it, they're used to it, it's not something new, it's not something else they've got to worry about. Also, we're trying to encourage collaboration between the primary schools in Torfaen. For those of you who don't know Cwmbran is a very segmented town. It's a new town, and each little area of Cwmbran is separate from the others. And there's virtually no communication between the two. People in one bit stay there. And there's not much talking goes around. So the idea of using Moodle is to allow people from schools that are relatively close to each other, but wouldn't normally work together because they're in different parts of Cwmbran. And in one case, we've got a school, and the thing separating it from the other part is one road. and people don't go shopping on the other side of the road. So schools working across that is something that's actually worked out quite well. Also working with the comprehensive schools, the work they do in the comprehensive schools, if it's passed down to the primaries, the format the schools uses, because when the primary pupils go to the comprehensive schools, the fact that worksheets look different, that really confuses them. So if they've seen that before they got there, it all helps with the transition. Moodle with the primary schools is something very new. We're still trying it, and we found some things work, some things don't. The one successful project we've had is with a Welsh project between one of the primary schools and the comprehensive school. Some Year 7 pupils have written some questions in Welsh. The primary school pupils have then answered them, and it's all been done through forums on Moodle. Has anybody got any questions about anything we've covered here?
In terms of accessibility for primary schools, I mean, I've been looking to do similar with our FE sector with foundation skills, and Moodle does present a lot of text and a lot of big words by default to learners. How have you got around that for primary schools?
We have changed the interface slightly. We've found most of the problem we had is actually not with Moodle itself, it's the content that's been put in there. We've tried for the primaries to keep the content pretty much graphical and as interactive as possible by just having pages and pages of text, which initially that's what the comprehensive schools were putting on there. They were just cutting and pasting their Word documents into it. We've tried to get around to avoid that for the primaries. It's still early days with the primary. We've really only done anything with one school. But yeah, we found that from day one, that anything is just pages and pages of text. And we are quite lucky because every one of our primary schools has got at least one PC in a classroom, which is connected to a network. The bigger schools have got either IT suites or mobile laptop trolleys. So we are lucky in that respect.